Hello everyone. So welcome back. Today again I'm little late. Sorry about that. Uh, I think I'm ready. So this one actually what I wanted to say is before we start is that I drew by only just some of these steps lines. Actually I used ruler, but apart from that everything I started off with a pencil. The reason behind that is there are certain things that I have this lamp here which is white, so which is in the front. So whichever is in the front I start. Usually what happens is when you are painting I start from back, top to bottom, all that, so that I can actually paint the one which is in the foreground or in the front. So but in this case the because it's line drawing mainly with waterproof ink pen, um, the one which is in the front I started with that because the one which is in the back, that line should not overlap this. So you have to keep that in mind. There are certain things that even if it is interior designing anything, you just have to plan accordingly what you want to show. If a chair is in the front interior designing, or otherwise you are actually trying to draw um, your living room, a sofa or a couch or otherwise chair is in the front and then the wall in the back, and then there is a small side table, so then you have to see chair comes first, and if you draw the table first and then all you complete the entire thing, then what happens is those lines actually look awkward. So that's the main thing, you have to keep that in mind. Let me just focus this a little bit. So
And I will also
okay,
be joining you today.
yes, that's my daughter. So
I
as
will be coming in random times of the painting, rating, and also giving you tips on how to paint.
yes, planning to use only just this number 7 round brush. We'll see if I really want any liner brush, but I don't think. If you really need, I might use a liner brush maybe for steps or something like that. So that's what I'll be using. And then the next thing is everything here is one point perspective, just one point perspective. So let me just explain because this has already taken more than 45 minutes. I'm not yet completed, so I'm going to complete the rest of it. It's very easy. This small video I can upload it on I'll upload it on my website, or otherwise you can actually take the sketch. This is the same sketch. I'm going to put it on my website as well. Let me just complete this and then I can take a photo of this. So if you see the other thing what I was talking about here, this is a circle. My eye level is somewhere here, if you see. So these lines are actually joining. You can see the lines wherever they are joining. Again, so some eye level vanishing point is somewhere here. You can see these lines joining inside. This is joining and these ones are. These are just horizontal lines and these are vertical lines. So I totally forgot here some steps are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suggestion: main thing is drawing is the very important thing in this. So just keep that in mind. So then after that, what else? I have this is all covered with here, all covered with trees. But actually, if you see, there is one here on this. There is one lamp. I'm just going to draw this exactly same like that, right? So I don't want to overlap this because that I have forgotten. This is those are the things that you need to keep in mind. I'm just going to leave that, just that white space as is, and there, those are the ones which are on this and the back, and then here that is there, that's there, and then rest of the things are, that's fine. Just the glass house, this is actually kind of a very pale color you can paint. Glass house doesn't mean that I'm going to leave it as is. These lines in between, okay, there are some lines which are missing here.
Some of you might think that yes, it's a glass house. That means I'm only going to paint the background, all that, and just leave it white. That's not our main
Yes,
goal.
here something else is there. I don't know, I'm just going to put it as is, I think
Our
so.
main goal is to make sure to do the highlight, shadows, everything properly. Because some people might think, ah, yeah, it's a glass house, just leave it like that. No, that's not our main goal in this tutorial.
Yes. So just keep that in mind. These are the background trees, because one or the other way this composition, the photo whoever has taken, I have a photo which is similar to this photo. I picked it out of Pinterest. uh, the credit goes to the photographer. I'm not saying I took this photo. Similar photo is there, but the only thing is the photo which the drawing which I've done is actually symmetrical. Half of that is on the right hand side is same as the other half. So that you have to keep in mind. So there are kids playing around outside, so you have to excuse me for that noise. So some midterm exams are done and some of them are actually having fun. So so this is just I wanted to complete the entire thing, because this is going to take more than an hour just to draw all one point perspective. Like I said, you can go into detail on my YouTube same channel. Actually, you can find many Kutub Minar I've done, China Wall I've done. They are actually, they have taken longer time as well, but you can watch those ones if you wish. So they are not live, so those are the ones which I have uploaded previously. So this is that. See, this actually composition wise makes sense that it is actually covering the entire thing, and I can make small things here. So I am going to leave it as is. So let's just see that. Then on the other side as well, so here there are trees. There are trees here as well. These trees actually how you want. You can spend more time on this. I wanted to spend time, but I couldn't. So that's the reason I'm actually spending time now. So at least you get an idea. Right? Get an idea exactly how I'm doing it. So just have an idea, but these lines are actually important. The reason behind that is this is actually showing the foliage, so also shows where one foliage is behind the other, and then depending on that you can actually make use of values, lighter and darker green, yellows, blues, maybe something like that, right? These are some just small ones. You can actually try many here if you want. I think that's about it. So I'm not going to do too much of dilly-dally with that. Where else? Where else? This is done, that is done, there is done. Here I think I should have done some, this shape is different, but I'm going to put them straight. So you can actually, there is something else here. I've simplified this because I'm not going to go entirely very crazy with that. This is the fountain, so I might have to use gouache or acrylic paint. I'm going to use gouache, I think. So now that is done, remember I had
Do you
mentioned
think
all
for the
these
people?
lines.
Do you think for the people who don't have gouache can use acrylic paint?
Yes, why not? Here I had done little bit of pencil marks, and here also I just want to get rid of that.
Remember, if you actually want your drawing not to look so overlapped, like for example, you make a pencil mark and on top of that a pen mark, you can see the pencil mark under it. So it's better when you erase it, it looks very clear.
Main thing is what I had done is pencil mark only for this, right? These lines and these lines. I did not use what do you call pencil for the entire drawing. No, that is just to show the height, width, wherever I want. Is it right or wrong? Something like that. So let me just see here. I'm just seeing that this is not quite straight. So I'm actually going to do that and put that there. So that way that wall shows that side, right? So all one point perspective, you can see that side. I can see a little bit. always one point perspective. So that's about it. I think I'm going to leave it as is. Let's just get painting. So first what I'll do is the glass itself, so we'll go with the tree later. So for that, very light wash of you can use many other things. I'll take raw sienna and also add some burnt umber. Maybe I should have taken just burnt umber. Very light wash. As you can see, I'm just adding more and more water, just more and more water. It's very light wash. It just wash means exactly wash. I'm just going to go with that. Make sure wherever white is needed. So as you can see, that's what it's all there. So I am going to put. Don't worry about being perfect here. There's nothing about perfect. Main thing is once drawing is very important because that defines the depth. Perspective very important. Once that is done, then the next thing is uh, the values, the color what you put, highlights and shadows, very important. So I'm going to put that here a little bit. These are all trees here. So inside is also there, so I'm going to put that here. Make sure here white, doesn't matter actually, but not much. Still I would prefer that to be, this line is for the right hand side. If you have been to Lalbagh, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. It goes on both sides, so that is that. And then I am going to here something is that this is one of this I think one of the shows. I think that is what I can think of. This as there. Let's put that, and let's put that. This is all inside anyways. That goes one point perspective wise. And here, right, a little bit white here and there. If you leave, that's fine. Leave that, that's fine. I'm not worried about it. Okay, right, here in all is actually going to be green because it's just open area, right? It's just the top is covered with glass. Oh, what happened? Just a minute, it's not focusing. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. I don't know why is it actually not. I can see it actually very clear, but I can't see clear on my screen. Yes, that's fine. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll just go with one side we do and then we go on to the other side.
One more thing is that since you put so much water on that paint, you need to make sure that you need to make sure that it dries before you, in a sense, do the plants over it. Otherwise, the green might just spread into that color.
I'm going to take light red here. Some red things are there, as you can see. You can see that I'm not going to put too much of light. I can leave one white line on that, so that is where it is, right? You see, wherever I'm trying to put that, you have to keep in mind that I'm actually leaving some whites here and there. It's not exactly, I'm not trying to get that covered as painting. Otherwise, you can actually see on my website as well, or my channel, many of the realistic paintings that I've done. Many are there, so you can actually go through
Of
them.
all mediums.
Yeah, mostly oil I like, but it takes longer time, and then recording also takes storage problem, all that. So this is the red wall. If I were to paint this more of realistic, then I would have drawn this with just pencil, and then drawn that one with that. So here, this is the sand, but I'm going to take just burnt umber. I will just take burnt umber, nothing much. I have to see where I'm actually going to put this. Right here, the fountain, and this is where that path is. In the sense, just the mud. This I don't want. If you are doing it bigger, so use a bigger brush. I'm going to use this brush itself for this. Right here. Whatever mixture I had, raw sienna and burnt umber, I will use that itself. Just paint this along with this. Okay, done. Not much, but like I said, it's not easy, it's not difficult. So you just have to see how you actually come up with it. Again, some different greens are here. We have to play with the greens, but there is something as red here. So let's just do this red. This is green, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this as that, and then I'm going to put this as, so I can actually see. There is one color which actually doesn't match, so we will keep it as is. For these ones, thinking that light, it is all cloudy one, so I am not going to put shadow parts. So let's just keep that in mind. So let's go with top. I'll wet this first so that I can actually put some sky. Oh, last week what we did is we didn't put the sky. Okay, I have it here actually. You can see that this is where I've just wet that paper, and then I've just put some cerulean blue. That's the sky. So then I'm going to do the same thing for this one as well, just cerulean blue. Right. Okay. So if you feel that any watercolor dries lighter, so it will dry lighter anyways. So just leave it like that. Right. Okay. That's good enough. You can actually feel that. Okay. Right. Okay. That one will dry. Then after that we can actually work on this part here, and a little bit here too. Right. I forgot here. Sky, there is some sky here, there is some sky here too. So what we'll do is we'll just take and put some random color just so that sky is there and there is sky in between, right? Just using water and a little bit of that. Okay, there, right? Okay, so next is we target one side and then come back one side, and both sides keep on going, I think. So if you see here, there is a thin line, the steps, because of the perspective wise I don't see the steps exactly, but I have to leave a little bit of white on that. So but if you see, there is something here, yellow and green, yellow and green. So if it is here, so let's just say this and this yellow, and mainly perspective course. Go back to my perspective course, which is of around 10 hours. I have explained exactly how to drop stairs from different perspectives and how to analyze and how to think of all this. So this is where I'm going to put that. I will do the same thing for this one as well. It goes from there, there, and just going to put, so that I know that perspective is that's where it is supposed to go. So next here again we'll do the same thing. So that looks like some kind of gambo shoe. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's try. Start with baby steps. Sorry. Just a minute. Sorry about that. Okay. So let's try a. This is white, but I'll put some one side lines actually. Okay, let's just go with one sap green or viridian hue. I need both dark and light, so I'm going to use viridian hue and sap green. I'll mix them here. As you can see, I have that viridian hue here. Viridian hue for darker, right? And for lighter, I'll just take sap green straight. And then we will see straight whenever we wet the paper, wherever we need, we'll add that. Okay, so let's just go with the viridian hue first, right? Making sure that I'm actually going to leave, I'll come from top to bottom for these steps. So here leave a little bit of white line if possible. Just show that it is just darker green, because these are, oh sorry, here actually I should have put that. Okay, I need to lift that anyway. Made a mistake, so we will fix it. I'll try to lift it if it is possible. There, just like so. What we'll do is, let me just remove that part if it is possible, as much as possible. If it is possible, it's possible actually. We'll try. I can rub it with some other a little bit stronger hard bristles. Okay. That's okay. I can manage with that. So you just have to keep in mind where you're trying to put the colors. Again, let's go with the dark green. So I still have to do here, but here again I will leave a little bit of white line there, white line on top. That is the step where you're actually stepping, which is getting light. So that's the reason I'm going to leave that little bit white. If you look at my course perspective, so you will get to know that what I'm talking about. But here for now, just leave some white lines. Here I need steps. I need some steps here too, right? Okay, so let's just see if there is anything that I have missed here. so that it doesn't. Okay, next what we'll do is we'll wait for this to dry, but here if you see, this part is actually very dark for the fountain. So here is the fountain part. I'm going to put that. With this one actually has a round fence too, so which is again green. So I'm going to just put that green. So this is where if you want you can actually make this little bit darker just to get the contrast right. It's up to you. So I'm going to put a little bit darker here. Let's just see, so that I can manipulate the colors with these two, right? Then let's go to gamboge hue. So I have, that is the one which I think is the right color here. So I'll just take, so again go with these lines here. Remember, wherever we had put the lines, that's where I'm trying to put those lines here. Not, don't take too much of water if you really want to, too much of paint at least, if you really want to draw these lines, whatever I'm drawing now. Otherwise you might not get this proper. Here again I'm going to go with that, little bit here and little bit there. So if it is on white you can see that actually it looks more brighter than anything colored. Here actually we made a mistake if you remember, but I am okay with that. If you are painting, so you just have to remember here I made that mistake. So, right, anywhere else yellow it might need later but not now. So if I really want to get the contrast right, what I'll do is this light red I'll mix a little bit darker. Remember I said some places I had to make it darker. I'll make this side darker, this side darker, underneath darker. See, I'm only making some sides darker, top, not the top, bottom part, bottom part, bottom part, bottom part. So, and this side part I'll make only that part darker, only that part. I'll do the same thing on the other side as well, only that part. That's the second layer if you see, and I will make this, so that way I am actually showing all different parts, different colors, right? And similarly you can actually do this, half of this, half of this, just like that.
How's it going here?
Going good, I think. Okay, so these lines what we have drawn actually is supposed to be all green metal, but I'm not going to worry about it because we have drawn with, if I really want only just to show, I'm going to take viridian hue with less water and less paint in the brush, and what we'll do is we'll try to draw some lines here.
One very important thing of this entire painting. See, if you are just
Yeah,
like we
just to
mentioned
show,
last week,
just to show, this is just to show.
just like we have mentioned last week, make sure you're using waterproofing. Same like I said, if it is normal ink, first you paint, then you draw. If it is waterproof, first you draw, then you paint.
I'm just drawing these lines so that they just depict that green, not the black. So that's the essence of Lalbagh, so I can't skip it. These are actually green, right? So if you see, you will see them as light. Yeah, makes more sense, right? Okay, perfect. Okay, so that's good. Now let's go come back to front actually. So again I'm going to use my this color here. It's all green, some decoration. This is all I can, that's what I can say. Some decorations, some decorations. So in between I'll put some darks as well, some white. Leave that white, some whites as is. You don't have to fill that entire thing anyways, right? Okay, just get the edge right. Okay. If you see here, like I said, we have a strong green in between here, so I am actually going to put, those are all trees here, so I am going to put some, leave some whites, and I will use that as dark color. So you will get to know when I am doing this. I'll apply some in between green too, in between here. See, this is where I was talking about. If I am going to apply green here, this white is actually going to show through better, show very well. That's what I'm going to do on the other side as well. Let's just see. You get to know why am I doing dark here again. So that is, again, there is a purpose to that. Just after that here, right? So there is that. Okay, a little bit darker here. I had to let this dry again for a little bit lighter color. Again, a little bit darker, and cover this so that I can see the lamp pillar properly. So here you see the way I'm doing it. Just leave it like that. Little bit of white here and there, leave it. That's fine. That is actually some kind of highlights or pocket holes or something like that. There, 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 there. Yes, right? Okay. Okay, that's good. Here I can actually put some dark here and dark here. And the background, as far as I can see on the other side, is totally dark. So I'm actually going to put a little bit of let's put this one. When for the fountain we are going to use, we will use some gouache, so that way we know exactly here a little bit there. That is on the other side of the door, right? So that's the reason we have to keep that in mind. There are some lines here too, right? Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, here I have to put some color, but I am going to use this color itself, just so that it differs with the color. Okay, so my board is at slanting, so you have to keep that in mind. And then what we do here is we start with these ones, but I have some more darks here. I am actually going to put some darks here, then going reverse, mainly in watercolor, but I think that dark will establish my lights later. So whatever I'm going to put, that will all make sense. So put those darks here. Actually, I think that's a dark one. Some darks I'm not going to put too many here, because these bushes are actually going to act very well. So there is there, that is there, that's there, that's there, right? Okay. So if I really wanted any stronger lines, I can actually do that now. Darker, same meridian hue, darker. Because we don't want to leave that cover the line, so I am actually going to leave it as
Are you
is.
going here?
Going just good. Here actually I need to put some trees here, there,
So many
some
details, correct?
brushes. No, this actually is not that easy. Not that easy. So
It's
here
not easy,
again,
not
if you
difficult.
see here again, we have green, 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 green.
What is that a sound?
Green, 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 yellow, yellow, yellow. And that is song, yes. We also do this one as well. Just put some yellow actually here. Okay. You can wait for this so that these two colors don't mix, but I think you should be able to recognize that. So we have done that. I can see these ones. Poles. So what I'll do is, let's just take some crimson and ultramarine blue. Crimson and ultramarine blue. I'll just put it as, I don't want to leave this as white, so I am going to put one side that it has some shadow side, right? Just like that, just like so. There, little bit light. Go on one side, like it has some kind of shadow on one side. So here, little bit. That's enough. These white ones are there. I'm going to leave them as is. I'm not going to dilly-dally with these ones here. I can actually make them more distinct by covering the sides. Right. Okay. Don't worry too much about it. I'm going to use the other brush, little bit bigger brush, this one, but little bit opened, so that will be easier for me to. Okay, so now it's time to get all the colors ready. Yellow, sap green, maybe blue, bluish. I think I'm going to use yellow, sap green, viridian hue, darker color. But before I do anything like we did last time, I'm going to wet this area. Just wet the area and then we'll drop in the colors like the best. I'm going to come from top to bottom. Make sure that you wet this area properly, right? Okay, there, and we'll go down later, and we'll go down until here first. We'll go down layer by layer so we know. Okay, permanent yellow. I'm going to drop in some yellows here and there on the bed so it will spread. That is the good part about this, mainly line and wash. So then next, mid-tone wise, I'll go with just sap green, just the sap green. Mid-tone, you remember that we already have water on the paper, so you have to keep that in mind. Then I'll go with a little bit darker. So this is where you can actually just try to get the shapes right if you really want it, just like that. Remember, next to this glass, if I am going to put a little bit darker, that's what I was talking about, that is going to actually look more brighter. So that is, it's wet, so it is spreading. So once you are done with this, just check actually how does it actually look like. Does it look, foliage looks right or not? Depending on that, you just, here I'm going to increase this darker so you will know exactly why am I doing it in just a moment, right? Okay, let's do the same thing again here on this side. These are pockets where I can see the sky, so that's where we didn't paint. That's where we painted sky, right? And we didn't paint this one here, so I'm going to go around with that just until here, so that should be more than enough. Like I said, not easy. Difficult ones are actually, there are many. Qutub Minar, if you actually go through the video that I have put, so you might actually get to know that the drawing actually took more than an hour for that one as well. These are foliages where it's getting some highlights, right? Then I will go with sap green because it's wet, so I can actually play with that. You can see how I'm playing. Make sure that your foliages are done properly, right? Otherwise what will happen is it should not look like some kind of sticker type, right? So that's where that sky will go through. Different ways of painting this, some of them actually they have a different style of doing the same line and wash, but once you get to know how much detail you want to put, it's just up to you how you want to go with that. So this is where I'm going to put a little bit darker. Remember the reason, this will look brighter. And here again, don't cover the entire thing, make sure that you have a foliage shape everywhere, right? Okay, here I wanted this darker, so I'm going to go with more dark here, right? I'm looking at my screen. Wherever I feel that actually it has to be a little bit darker, I'm going to increase a little bit. And this side is not wet now, so but I will try to make sure that I can see the foliage, not spoil that area. Right, okay, so that is good enough. Now coming back onto the right, again I'll take yellow. So I am not going to wet this, I will paint this yellow first. Remember that is the area that we left yellow, and do the same thing on the left side as well, because the small area, so we can actually manage, right? Very simple. I'm not maybe I can put it as foliage little bit inside. Okay, again do the same thing, sap green, but we did not wet this area, so sap green, make sure that is not, so the top line, make sure that it is just bright enough so I can differentiate darker and lighter. Otherwise we will not be able to differentiate between darker and the background and the foreground, correct? That's where then I will go with a little bit darker color at the bottom again. Can do irregular things but not straight lines, so again I will do that. Little bit white here and there left, that's fine, I'm not worried about it. Again darker, right here edge. As you can see, I'm not going for the precision, so there is nothing as precision here. So I forgot something here too, actually. We forgot some yellow, this highlight here, and then I'll put some sap green there. I'm not going to put darker than that, so it just shows that's enough. So remember the dark we put, the reason behind that is again because I'm going to go with lighter here, that is the reason. So you can show the layers of those colors. Again here a little bit and here a little bit, and then sap green again. I'm going to follow the same rules over here. We didn't wet the area, if you remember, so make sure that that line is actually done very well. Little bit white is left, that's fine, but make sure that you have there and here a little bit. Right, okay, so as I come down, what I'll do is I'll just take again dark. We did not wet, so if I am going to put dark here, whatever red is there, that's actually going to look brighter. So that is the reason that you have to make sure that where you put dark against white or anything, any other value which is lighter. right? Okay, that's where it goes. That's just something like that. Bushes here a little bit, right? Okay, so the next part is the bottom part. This side bushes. I need to get exactly same like tree what we did. We'll do the same thing as well. Okay. Need to show again, go with the mid-tone color, which is my sap green here. It's wherever it is wet, it's going to pick up anyways, so don't worry about that. It will spread automatically. So what we'll do is, that's about it. Then go to Viridian hue and try to get a little bit darker at the bottom at least, and in between, so we know that there is some shape to that, right? It's all about just playing with the color here, so it just gets the color right. Little bit white, leave it as is, leave that as is, and then I think should be good. Here if I take this burnt sienna and burnt umber and raw sienna, let me just take, not this one, I will take my liner brush actually. If you see here, there are some lines which are going inside, so I'm going to draw with that. Then we will know what those lines are on the background, right? It's going to dry later, so but you have to keep in mind that, right? There, right? Okay, so what else did we do? Let's take this color itself, let's take a little bit blue in that, and I'm going to put color on this here, like white on one side is that, right? Okay, so then next I think I'm going to take gouache. So I'll take this white gouache. Let's just try how we can use that little bit of gouache. You can actually use white as well, so but I am going to use white, in the sense the Chinese white which comes with your watercolor, but I'll use this. Let's just see how this works. I just want to make sure that I am showing some representation. That's it. I'm not going to be very, that's why we have put dark behind. If you remember, that is the reason that we have used dark. There. I think should be good enough. And it flows in the front as well. Flows in the front as well. Water fountain, actually there is one tutorial on acrylic and watercolor is on my channel as well, so you can actually check that out. Here I wanted this white, and there is white, there is that white, because it gets the light, right? So I think we should go, we should be good. I think we are good. So we'll just leave it as is. We will not do any other dilly-dally. I think we should call this done. We will not. So anything is there, we can. I will change the thumbnail of this, so you can actually try to check it out. Let's just open this. I think we have done a good job. This will just make sure that the mess which we is on the tape is not seen. Okay, so I think that's what we have done. I hope you enjoyed this session. I've tried to bring this as close as possible. Line and wash. Remember, if it was acrylic, maybe if this was a bigger size, then I would have spent more time doing something else. But I think the gist of the Lalbagh or that glass house with the surrounding trees and then darkness, I think should be good enough. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to try it out. The drawing is a must, and then try out the painting as well. Thank you for joining. I'll see you next week again.
I'll also see you next week.
Yes, thanks again. Bye bye.